In 2026, some of the smartest, most capable corporate professionals I know are choosing to leave their jobs. And it's not because they're struggling. It's because they're paying closer attention than everyone else. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly what they're noticing that most people are missing. Here's what makes this tricky. You've probably heard the advice to hold your job tightly right now. And for most people in this market, that's actually the right call. Job security itself has been quietly eroding. In one recent workplace survey, 71% of employees said job security is starting to feel like a thing of the past. So the instinct to grip your job a little tighter this year isn't irrational. If you're early in your career, still building your track record, or don't have much of a financial cushion yet, this video probably isn't telling you to make a move right now. But the people I'm talking about aren't leaving because they're panicked or reckless. They're leaving because they ran the numbers, looked at the same data everyone else is looking at, and came to a completely different conclusion. So let's get into what they're actually seeing. Reason number 1. The safety of staying has quietly gotten weaker, even for high performers. Companies are pouring more into AI than ever before. Recent research puts the number of companies planning to increase their AI investment over the next 3 years at 92%. That's not a niche trend. That's nearly every company you could work for. And it's not just changing entry-level work. It's starting to reshape what senior roles look like too. Which decisions get automated and which ones still need a human in the room. Here's the part that catches people off guard. This isn't happening to the weakest performers first. It's happening to whoever's role is easiest to restructure, regardless of how good they are at it. Being excellent at a job that's about to be redesigned doesn't protect you the way it used to. Smart professionals aren't waiting to find out where they personally land in that shift. They're building an alternative before they need one, while they still have the leverage of a paycheck and a title behind them, instead of after the decision's already been made for them. Reason number 2, the raise isn't actually a raise anymore. A lot of high performers got used to small, steady increases feeling like progress. But a recent workplace trends report found that 73% of employees got zero pay increase in the first half of this year alone, up from 65% the year before. And separate analysis on inflation found that even the raises people did get were often outpaced by rising costs, meaning real wages actually went backward for a lot of people in 2026. Here's what that looks like in practice. If your cost of living is climbing 3 or 4% a year and your raise is flat, you're not standing still. You're losing ground every single year you stay exactly where you are. The smart ones did that math and didn't like the answer. Reason number 3, the ceiling stopped being about ambition and started being structural. At a certain level, up isn't really available anymore. The next move is sideways, into a different version of the same plateau. This isn't a new idea, but the data keeps confirming it every year. Research tracking workforce attrition has consistently found career stagnation sitting among the top 3 predictors of someone leaving a company. And 2026's numbers are no exception. Picture the org chart above you right now. How many actual seats are there between where you are and where you'd want to be in 5 years? For a lot of senior professionals, the honest answer is 1, maybe even 0. And that seat isn't opening anytime soon. Smart professionals recognize that no amount of extra effort changes a structural ceiling, and they stop trying to outwork a problem that was never about effort in the first place. Let me guess what you're thinking right now, because I hear it constantly. That's not really me. My situation's different. I'm more senior than that, and I'd see it coming. Here's the uncomfortable part. Almost everyone who eventually got blindsided by one of these three things said the exact same sentence to themselves first. Being smart doesn't make you exempt from this. It just means you're capable of seeing it earlier than most people, if you're actually willing to look. Reason number 4, they stopped believing loyalty gets returned the way it used to. Somewhere along the way, a lot of capable people quietly noticed that the old agreement, work hard, stay loyal, the company takes care of you, doesn't hold the way it once did. You don't have to take my word for it, and you don't even have to look at the people who left. Look at the people who stayed. One major 2026 employee benefit study found that while the large majority of employees say they intend to stay in their current employer, 56% of them admit they're staying out of necessity, not because they actually want to be there. Think about that for a second. More than half the people gripping their job tightly aren't doing it out of loyalty or belief in the company. They're doing it because they feel like they have no other option. That's not job security. That's a trap dressed up as stability, and it's worth being honest with yourself about which one you're actually experiencing. Once you actually see that clearly, it's hard to keep operating like the old agreement is still in effect. Reason number 5, and this is the one that actually explains all 4 of the others. The smart ones realized that waiting for total certainty before doing anything was itself the risky choice, not the safe one. And the cost of that waiting shows up in places you wouldn't expect. Recent global workplace research found that only about 1/3 of employees say they're actually thriving in their day-to-day well-being. Not surviving, not getting by, thriving. And separate workplace health data this year clocked average missed workdays at the highest level in almost 2 decades, with mental health cited as one of the leading causes. That's the real quiet cost of staying somewhere out of fear instead of choice. It doesn't show up as a dramatic collapse. It shows up as a slow decline in how you're actually doing day to day. That's easy to ignore until it isn't. Once you see that clearly, staying in place because it feels comfortable stops looking careful and starts looking like the actual gamble. Because comfortable and safe were never the same thing. They just felt the same for a while. So that's what the smartest people I know are actually seeing. Job security eroding, even at the top, as companies lean harder and invest more into AI. Raises that don't keep up or keep pace with what things actually cost, quietly costing you ground every year you stand still. A ceiling that the data keeps confirming is structural, not personal. Loyalty that isn't reciprocated the way it used to be. Proven by the fact that even the people staying admit they're only staying out of necessity. And underneath all of it, a well-being cost to waiting that's easy to ignore right up until you can't anymore. None of that is a reason to panic. It's a reason to stop waiting for a guarantee that was never coming. The smartest professionals I know didn't leave because they had it all figured out. They left because they finally admitted that someday, when it's safer, was a story, not a plan. And they'd rather build the plan now while they still have the runway to do it carefully than wait for the decision to get made for them. Which of these 5 is hitting closest to home for you right now? Let me know in the comments below because I read every single one. And if this is where you're at, subscribe to the channel because I break down every week how to start building a business that replaces your salary on the side until you're confident enough to make the leap. If you're ready to build a coaching business to replace your income now, then make sure to check out my free online course. that reveals the exact 7-step roadmap to starting a profitable coaching business and enrolling your first paying client in the next 30 days. Click up here to watch that video now. My name is Peter Scott, reminding you to be here, act now, and fear less.